What's up, guys? Jason Stewart here, Epic Fighting, here with none other than Anthony DeSilva. Tell us a little bit about your gym, where you train, and what you plan on doing on June 23rd at Epic Fighting.
I train in Riverside, California with a professional fighter named Malik Abdulmumin. Tough one to pronounce. He's a 5'1" professional fighter. He just is on the backtrack of his career. And he's taken me right under his wing, man. I was working in LA, downtown LA, working 12-hour days. I hit him up and I was like, look, man, I'm just trying to train, trying to fight. And of course, you hear that all the time. So he was like, yeah, whatever, kid, come on down and let's see what you got.
Yeah,
and
you can show me better than you can tell me.
I took it like duck like water, man. Every day, 7 days a week, I'm in there, absorbing what he's given me, working towards becoming a world champion. And I take it one step at a time, one fight at a time, of course. Like on July 23rd, we have business to take care of. But this, for me, is not, I want to say I was an amateur fighter. I'm going to become a professional fighter. I'm going to make it to those big leagues. And honestly, I know I can do that just because that's all I do. This is all I do. All we do is train, eat, sleep, play a couple video games, spend time with my girlfriend, and then go back to training. And it's a very boring lifestyle.
Right.
Working, waking up, going to practice. Go to work, on the way home, shoot out to Riverside and go hit a practice. Then I go back to the house, go to sleep, wake up, run, go to work, go to practice. And it's just that every single day. That's all it is.
And so you grew up with parents had you high school, right? So you had some young parents.
Yes, sir.
They made a couple wrong decisions, it sounds like. They get hooked on drugs. They're doing a lot of drugs and stuff.
Yeah.
Everyone in your family was addicted or hooked on something?
At one point, yeah. Almost everybody down the line has been addicted to it at one point, really consumed by alcohol. They've been in and out of drug programs. A couple of the family members just never got out. They're still in it. And it's tough, but at the same point, like I have to focus on me and what I'm doing. I have younger siblings. I got to set the kind of right example. So for me, that's one of the main reasons why I want to do this is because I want to become successful at something that I want to do so that I can look at them and go, look, hey, not only do you not have to take this path with drugs and alcohol, you also don't have to work a 9 to 5 your whole life. If you want to do something, go fucking do it. Yeah. And as long as you can wake up and commit yourself to it every day, I got your back because I'm going to be successful at it.
Every part of that is super relatable for me.
Absolutely.
Same thing. My mom was on drugs, and I was around it so much because she was also a drug dealer. So all the drug addicts are at my house. And so the curiosity of what happens to the cool kids who are at the parties doing drugs, this is them. And they're 32 missing teeth, and they look 50 and they're 35, this type of thing. And I was like, okay, then I'm never going to do that.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. And it's funny because in high school, like you said, the cool kids, the popular kids that click, that's all that they want to do. And I just never understood it. I never went to parties as a high schooler. I don't even think I was my own prom.
I went to all the parties and just never did drugs. Never drank. Every now and then I would just have to hold something so people would stop asking me, where's your drink? Because it just got annoying.
Yeah. I think it's important as well. Like I have the straight edge tattoo and some people look at this the wrong way.
Show them that.
Some people look at this the wrong way and they think like, oh, you look down on people if they drink or smoke. And absolutely not. No. I have family members, they can drink alcohol and
everyone I know.
Yeah, a lot of people smoke weed, and I know them. We're cool. Like it's not a big deal to me. I don't look down on anybody like that.
Absolutely. Everyone except my Mormon friends does something.
Yeah.
So okay, so you get through it. You decide you're not going to go that route.
Yes, sir.
You're young. You've already got a good amount of fights. You said that you've had 6 contracts for Epic Fighting, but only
4 Epic Fighting. Yes.
Yeah, and only got to fight
2. Yes.
So every single time it's like right up to the fight.
Yes, sir.
There's no opponent.
And even one of the fights that I had 2 days before we were supposed to fight another guy, he pulled out. And I was like, F it, all right, what are we doing? So we went out, we were getting pizza, and Harvey texted me like, hey, we found somebody. You want to fight? And I was like, absolutely, I'll be on way. Don't worry about it. He showed up and beat him. And to me, that's all it's been.
So the time you fought was another fighter that backed out, and they just found someone.
And they just found somebody. I told him like, cool, yeah,
props to Harvey, man.
So, he's the man. That's why
matchmaking is the most stressful, hardest job ever. And if you don't have, no one could pay you enough to do matchmaking if you don't have a passion behind it.
No.
I know that firsthand. I've matchmade a couple fights, and I'm like, you could not pay me enough to do. I literally was calling up fighters like, hey, I'm going to be at your gym, and you and I are fighting.
It should be simple, right? It should be really simple. Like, you weigh 155 pounds. You weigh 155 pounds. Cool. Go ahead. Like, figure it out.
But you're dealing with the fighters. Like you said, everybody wants to be a fighter and put it on their profile, but not everyone really wants to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's for the.
They should blank our names out and just be like, we got a guy for you to fight. You want to fight on this date? And then we meet each other in the cage. That way you don't have a chance to like Oh yeah, I'll fight him. Don't worry about it. I'll fight him. And you get to tell your family and everything. And then that night you go home at 12:30 and you start scrolling through Instagram like, oh, he looks kind of good. Oh, he's kind of big. Oh, I don't know if I want to do this. Yeah, man, I've dealt with too many people like that.
Yeah. And then you have the coaches. Like different coaches have different philosophies. Different coaches like, this guy. And I get it. You're a beginner fighter. We got a couple debuters here. And it's like, you don't want to fight the guy that's, 6-0 or 10-0 or this style isn't good for you. But then you got the coaches. Like I love John X. I remember John X had this fighter and his opponent just looked like a beast. And I was just like, dude, they didn't look like they should be fighting each other at all. And I was like, have you seen the guy? He's like, nah, please look at the guy because I don't want to. He said, no, we're good. We're going to fight. And he said, Jason, does he have 2 arms and 2 legs? I'm like, yeah. He said,
then he can bleed.
We trained for that.
Yeah.
If he has 3 arms or 3 legs, then we're in trouble because we haven't done any training for that. But as long as he's got 2 arms, 2 legs, we're good.
No
we
problem.
don't need any tape.
Absolutely.
Most coaches don't subscribe to that.
But
I respected it. Like, we're here to fight. We're here to get better. The losses make you just as much,
They matter just as much.
They matter just as much, if not more, as the wins.
And I'm riding off of training camp after training camp after training camp. I just told you, man, I've been every fight promotion every show you guys have had for the last 2-3 years, I've wanted to fight on.
Right.
Which means I've done a training camp for every single one of them. I brought in professional fighters. I fought some of the best Muay Thai fighters in California. We brought in one of the best Muay Thai fighters in North America. Wow. Like I'm sparring with professionals, man, and they are whooping on me some days. But let me tell you, but I get up and I go.
Yeah.
And when Malik calls me up and goes, hey, you're sparring this guy today. No problem, yeah. And then I'm eating breakfast. And I can only eat half of it because I'm scared and I'm nervous. But then you show up at the gym and it's never as bad as you thought. Right. And to me, that's the whole thing, man. I work my ass off. And when I get in the cage, it's easy because this guy's an amateur just like me. But I've been fighting professionals this whole time. Like, I really don't understand not showing up, right?
Right.
It's me and him, and one of us is going to win. I'll take those odds every single day. I don't got to rely on that guy to catch a ball. That guy doesn't have to score any points. He doesn't have to hit me with a pass. I just got to use these 2 hands, these 2 legs, and go whoop his ass. I can do that
That's
any day.
been my mindset with sports ever since I was young.
Yes, sir. That's why.
I want to have full responsibility for the win or the loss. I don't know if that's a control freak thing. Is it because we've been around people
I guess so, man. Yeah.
Time?
I want control of my destiny. I don't have to rely on anybody else.
Yeah.
I know that I'm going to show up in that cage. And I want to have a team behind me that I trust, which is why it's so small. I got one coach right now. Because I know he's got my back, right? We sit down. He looks at fights. He'll send me tape 2 in the morning, 4 in the morning. I wake up for work at 5 in the morning. I used to wake up for work at 5 in the morning, and he would have tape sent to me. Hey, we're going to do this today when you go home and practice. Hey, you need to look at this fight. This is something that'd be good for you. Hey, this is something your opponent does. We're going to go over this. And I'm just like, absolutely, man, I got it. But he's invested in me just as much as I'm invested in this. And he saw that, and we grew that bond over time.
I love it, man. Anything you want to tell your fans, where to find you, and what to expect?
What to expect is a win, man. I'm going to become the state champion. More importantly to me, actually, the Epic Fighting champion, because I've been trying to get a fight with these guys forever, man. And after that, there's going to be no more playing around. You want the belt, you got to come through me. And if you really want that, you can come to Riverside, California. You know where to find me. And
fighters, when you win a belt, defend your belt. So many people come in, they win a belt, and they never want to fight again because they're scared they're going to lose that belt. You're not the champ until you defend that belt.
2 or 3 times. I want to defend it 2 or 3 times. I want to get those fights that I missed. I'm getting them back. Before we go pro,
I told Harvey to stop making title fights because we're literally losing fighters. There's a good amount of fighters that they win the I don't ever want to fight for that promotion.
Well, because you win the belt and you feel like you've made it somewhere. You did something. Yeah. But this is all just experience at the end of the day. The belts are cool and shiny, but this whole time, I've been signing contracts to do one thing, and that's fight. The belts are going to go up on the wall. I'm going to forget about them, right? That's all they are. And then I'm going to go back and fight again and fight again. And that's what we're here to do.
Right. You're only as good as your last fight, and all of your motivation and drive comes from your next fight.
Exactly.
So you got to keep them coming.
Like I said, man, I didn't sign up to this to be an amateur world champion. I signed up to this to be in the UFC and one day to be up with some of the best guys in the world.
I'm looking forward to it, brother.
Thank you, brother.
Thanks for coming down. Appreciate you. Check us out. Tickets on epicfighting.com. Check our Instagram @epicfighting.